Osgood Street, 345 Osgood Street. Fire alarms going off in the home. Fire alarms to all units broadcasting box alarms, 345 Osgood Street. Fire alarms sounding in the home. Engine 1, Engine 2, ladder 1, 82 to respond.
Yeah, I saw more boarding up this time on this storm than I have since the only one that's even closed was Isabel. I saw a lot of boarding up, and you drive up and down the bypass, a lot of the stores are boarded, more than I've ever seen. Matthew and Hermione and all those others. Irene, I didn't see the boarding like I thought. This one is more than any place else. But luckily, we didn't need it. But if history serves a lesson, then when they open it up for the tourists, they open it up for the owners as well. It's when it's wide open usually. They seem to have done a little different at this time, but I think they had good plans. I was impressed. I thought they did a good job. Anyway, let me put it. I got some things to get straight. Learned a few lessons yesterday too that I hope to write down while I can still remember them and maybe pass them on a little bit. There were some issues technical issues, but as far as the way things worked, it was smooth. I think it would have gone well in an emergency. I thought the preparation was great. Anyway, let me jump out of here and get my
282 en route, 345 Osgood.
AR, just for ACT.
Thank you, Colorado.
All right, Jim, thank you. Thanks for everything. Yeah, that was interesting. Interesting that I don't know. I have my personal feelings about Echo Link, but anyway, N4CT K4AR. We'll be listening. K4JAR, W1OPX. Hello, Mr. Ron. I'm sure it probably wasn't too bad over where you are. No, we didn't have any downside flooding or anything, and the wind wasn't as bad as it was over on your side. Yeah, the wind's not all that bad. It's it stayed steady from the east to southeast.
40C1 on scene, 345 Osgood.
Not too much southeast. It should later today, but yeah, it's 20, 30 mile an hour winds. It's not even enough to, I guess the beach bird.
Can you repeat that?
Any overwash at all. I'm going to get out and drive around a little bit. I went down to Kill Devil yesterday and saw two little spots where water came through a driveway on the ocean front, right around the Kitty Hawk line, right in there. There's just two little spots, and that's all I saw. So I don't think there's been a whole lot of overwash. Heard there was one spot down in Nagshead, but that's the usual spots. I have to be curious to see what's up there around the hill. Normally with all that water,
88 Lawrence.
Good, Lou.
Ted, just pass on to the people that relieve you that if anybody's looking to get back into their house that's affected by this power outage, that they need to go to a shelter, and what we'll do is we'll pick them up with the buses at the shelter. Because we've got about 15, 20 people that need to go up that.
I don't see even that, so.
So have them go to the shelter. Received. I'll call day shift. Thank you. That way we can just pick them up. We'll have the list and we'll rock and roll. Thank you.
There, but watching the news this morning, it's,
Lou, can you repeat that? It's a little bit loud in here. Yep, just if anybody calls, just tell them to go to any one of those shelters we have open. Check in with the person from there. They'll notify us, and then we'll pick them up at the bus. Excellent. Received.
Anyone clear?
Yeah, I think you're right about the east wind. We missed the bullet on this one.
Lieutenant Fleming, come in.
Well, I hope it's done, though. Now,
Go ahead.
the last one we have to deal with so early in the season.
Lieutenant, is it possible to get relief for traffic control over at Merrimack and South Broadway? He's been here through the night directing traffic.
What is going on?
Yes, 10-4.
All right, I'm going to go back to farm.
Walking 135 alarm.
I have hours to farm. Okay. Tell me what else.
Go ahead.
What are you doing?
This is it.
Clear. I'll start.
North End, handle 345, all is good.
Maybe in the next game you can do that. Not on this.
Engine 2 will handle 345 miles. Good. All other units are clear to return.
Let's go.
4JAR.
I'm telling you, Periscope leaves a lot to be desired too. Although it works pretty good on the telephone. Just can't travel. Alright, this is really getting irritating to me. What is it doing?
Sergeant Thoreau.
It only wants to work when I'm on to navigate somewhere else. And then it won't navigate.
You're going to be going to 55 Marsden Street.
This isn't usually how my computer works. Let's go. Scroll. What's the deal?
Florence, come in. Go ahead.
What's going on?
I'm being told that we have some people trying to get in 49 Jefferson, looking for the gas main shut off. I have the resident on the line with the location for that if they need it.
There's some... These things are going to take over the world, huh? The computers. I can't even...
Alright, you need to check the well-being on Jefferson Street.
What is going on?
Last unit asking about Jefferson Street.
I thought we hit this button already. Losing track of what button I hit because it takes... It's doing something. Something is doing something.
Lawrence, I'll go by Jefferson and see what's going on. You said 49, right? Yes, 49 Jefferson. Receive. Fire alarm from engine 2.
Fire alarm answer, engine 2.
I did type something in, right?
The faulty detector on 31. Shut off. Clear return.
Faulty detector, first floor, no gas, meter shut off, straight clear return.
I'll try this one. Just to get something going for a minute. This is better than being frozen. That freezing stuff. It's winter.
412 going out.
Retrieve.
I see a lot of wind. That's not much of a view there.
88 to Center Burke, Center Fleming. Dan!
But I know where to find you.
Dan, if you can have your post call in on the phone, either you or Lieutenant Burke, and find out if they need to have more posts put out there. John Nicoletti's telling me that he's getting inundated with people that are coming down from the block, have to turn around and that. Maybe we can have like a second set of roadblock, maybe a little bit farther up to stop them.
All right, Lou, I'm going to have the patrol supervisor drive around and get us all the locations all at once. I'll deploy guys that way.
Well, I'll get you off the quarters. Okay.
Oh, we're connected.
Quarters.
Hey, that's an alright shot. Let me see if I can get some information out of Wilmington area.
Spot on A1's off, Wayne Road, fuel.
Sorry, A1, you're off where?
Town yard fuel.
Appreciate it, off for fuel.
Lieutenant Con, walk ED to Lieutenant Fleming. Lieutenant Conway, come in. Go ahead. Lou, I got the gas company that wants to go out and start doing some work. Do we have a fire engine that's going to go with them? Yeah, I'll get a hold of somebody from the fire department. How many crews do they want to put out? 203, 208. All right, right now there's one, but there could be as many as 100. Okay, let me get a hold of somebody from the fire department, and I'll start getting those guys sent over to you. All right, tell them to come in the second entrance. That way they can just pull into the stage up by the grass by 114. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
What's the screen overlay?
Sean, you still have all those trucking and barking. We're probably going to have to use those guys to start going out with these groups. Yeah, we got officers here waiting to go out. Okay.
Hurricane Florence, state EM and amateur radio. Let's see what these guys are saying. Give it a minute. Well, that's the same one I'm already playing. And do that.
Lieutenant Burke, they're going to send down a couple of fire trucks right now to your location.
Guy 2-4.
I'm not sure if you even put it up, but Jefferson's all said it was a news crew going door to door, not to gas from this.
Received.
Well, where's this hurricane coming?
88 to Lieutenant Fleming, Lieutenant Burke. The fire department's sending a couple of trucks down right now.
Simple, I have that.
Well, they took the hurricane off the map. They already took the hurricane off? Well, they took it off the map, though.
Walking
I couldn't find one for
Lieutenant
Wilmington.
Fleming
I see
or
if I can
Lieutenant
find
Burke.
one for Jacksonville.
Yes.
Or Simon.
Lieutenant, you sent me to relieve South Broadway and Merrimack traffic control, but all the traffic's bottlenecking on the bridge. I'm up at Water and Broadway right now, directing them left and right. It's much better than them sitting on the bridge.
All
right, therefore, I'm going to need you to my help in a second.
Is that Jackson?
Close it on.
Repeater. What's close to that they would have on here?
Anyone's off quarters.
How Roz is coming.
Go ahead, sir.
We're going to send someone your way, and we're also going to send a unit, a couple units over to South Broadway and Merrimack as well. And South Union, Merrimack. Receive, sir.
Richmond County, is that what that was? Myrtle Grove, Carolina Beach. This must be where they were having a build-up on it. Stop talking.
W3 to long. Go ahead, W3.
What county is one?
Yeah, if any of the community staff to show up at the station, have them report down to the North Andover Mall location. Appreciate that, Cap.
Why are you doing this to me? What are you doing? Come on. You do what I push. Wow. Yeah, I see you're unresponsive.
Station Medic 61, transporting 1 to Conway.
10-4.
Where'd it go? It's kind of deep right there, huh? That's a nice ship. I'm glad I don't have to pay for fuel. Hanover, New Hanover County. Okay. Hey, I have one for Wilmington. Let's see if it's on. Fire and EMS. Well, I guess that's about as close as we're going to get at the moment. Oh, it's offline. Unbelievable. Must be the hurricane going through.
Captain McNamara, come in.
Okay.
He's on the phone. Stand by.
Next to that.
Gee, just pass on to him. The state police are going to send up about between 4 and 6 troopers to the station. They'll get logged in, and they'll be available for cruiser patrols and any type of assignment you have for them.
All right, so advise. He's got that.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Big boat, please.
It's so deep there. South, yeah. How did I get to there? Oh, Father.
Corey, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, can you find out if there's anybody on the air that needs relief that worked 1 to 9? I'm pretty sure traffic control and water and Broadway. Is there anybody else that's trying to coordinate?
Tiny images that I can't read.
Stand by on that.
Oh.
Florence controlled any officers or any commanding officers that are in need of relief. Could you let us know here at dispatch so we can put it forward?
Onslow, thank you. Jeez, I guess just scroll a little further. Onslow. Onslow County Fire's offline. No weather radio, but I don't think that's going to give us anything new. Another county. I pretty much have all the counties off. Mecklenburg, Fayetteville, New Bern.
safe door.
Where's this hurricane at now? So we want to see something on this side, Hampstead. New Bern.
22.
I'll find one here. Richmond. Isn't that the name of it? Jacksonville.
People can come down to Boston and get that motor grader that's there and kind of keep the sand back down through Canadian whole area. Yeah, go for it. I could probably throw it one person.
Got Jackson. I don't have a Jacksonville. Let's see where this is. Asheville area. That doesn't do anything. That's more NOAA stuff. I see sunshine.
Fire alarm Sunday into. Roger 573 for a gas call. Sorry, 573, what street? 573 Massachusetts Avenue. 573 Mass Ave. Okay, Dave, Central Dispatch. Steve, if you find Justin Crow, these troopers are going to be heading to see Captain Mack. I wanted to see if we have any available radios for him.
Yeah, he's working on that. Just have him respond to the station, check in here, and I believe they have some kind of setup for them.
Okay, thank you.
Now is 1:30.
Marine information broadcast regarding tropical storm Florence. Shipped and listed channel 22 Alpha, frequency 157.1 megahertz. Out.
Lieutenant Burke, come in.
Lieutenant Burke.
Dan, is there a super the MBTA down there?
Lieutenant, you got cut out. Say that again.
Is there a superintendent from the MBTA down there? MBTA police.
Sun engine 2 arrival 573
Negative.
Mass Ave.
All the transit correct. Lieutenant Fleming, come in.
Go ahead.
Dan, I'm with the State Police Command, and they're wondering, are there any other posts that we need to put or reinforce our guys at?
So far, we got the bridges that are getting a log jam. So both north side and south side of the bridges are getting all clogged up. That's where we need the most manpower.
You're talking about our three bridges, right?
Caller stated it's going to be the White House across the street from one of
No, all three bridges. Canal Street, Merrimack Street.
Okay, I'll pass it on to him right now.
Horry. Let's try Horry County. Doesn't look so windy here.
144, receive that message. We're going to be on a delay coming from the city yard.
Receive, you're on delay coming from the city yard.
Horry County Fire Rescue, maybe. Horry County.
Station Medic 61 arriving Conway.
Okay.
10-4.
Which is where we'll pull up.
ready to go direct to Lieutenant Conway?
Affirmative, go direct.
Lieutenant Conway? Go ahead. Well, I have somebody trying to get medication at one of these residents. I thought I heard you say earlier the procedure is they go into the shelter and take a bus from the shelter to get medication?
Yeah, I mean, if the house is right there, that's not a problem, but for the most part, we'd like them to go to the shelter so we can get the bus and bring them down.
236 South Union. I guess it's an elderly female. She needs medication. Have her go to a shelter first, you think?
Yeah, unless you can leave your post and just escort her real quick.
Okay.
Location looks like it's going to be 101 location.
Lawrence, come in. Dave, we're going to post troopers, at least 2 troopers on either end of all the bridges, all 3 bridges in the city to help alleviate some of this traffic.
Station squad, 1 on location. Looks like it's going to be 101 North Ocean.
I have that.
10-4.
That's there. I'd like to be somewhere right here with information.
Throw the 425, Tully.
We're at 101 North Ocean. We're looking for pilots.
27 alarms, trying to get me.
Go to 88 Summer Street, Beanie Motor Vehicle Pass.
88 Summer, repeat.
Call came out at 104 North Ocean. They said it was going to be across the street in a white house. We're assuming it's 101 North Ocean, but we don't see anything at the moment. We're just investigating.
Copy. I'll get a medic unit going with you, but I haven't received any calls on North Ocean Boulevard.
At the Blue Whale, 27307, Highway 12, Bravo. First, you're going to be Blue Whale Lane, Happy Crab Way, first station alarm. Have a gas pump down on the south pump. Station 48, at the Blue Whale, 37307, Highway 12, cross Blue Whale Lane, Happy for station alarm. Have a gas pump down on the south pump.
Did it come through your dispatch?
922.
I didn't even hear anything.
We got it from our command. So we
You want me to go ahead and start a maker?
thing right now. We're investigating, but we haven't found anything yet. We'll advise.
Copy, just about. I'll get a medic unit started.
Station alarm. Have a report of a gas pump down on the south pump. Station 50 at Blue Whale, 27307, Highway 12. Approaches Happy Whale Lane, Blue Whale Lane, Happy Crab Way, first station alarm. Have a report of a gas pump down on the south pump.
Medic,
922.
Copy that, Little Beach traffic room.
Copy.
Again.
DOC Squad 1.
Go ahead. Throw the 406 Lakin.
We're investigating the area. We haven't found anyone.
406 Essex Street.
2 Alden Court.
Okay, 10-4.
B&E Motor Vehicle Pass.
Proceed.
What was that? Carteret? Cantor. I guess everything's so small.
10-4 Go ahead. We're ready.
Fire alarm, button engine 2.
Carteret.
Sudden engine.
Yes.
Zero reading for the house at 573 Ave. We assisted the homeowner with clear returning.
Received detained 0 readings. Assisted the homeowner. You are clear. Thank you.
Some wind there, huh?
Traffic control, come in, Maggie.
I believe she called a 6.
All right, we have T1 and T2 on the detail. Do you know who they are?
DOC Squad 1.
Marksman,
Go ahead.
am I pressing my emergency button?
One of them went off. I don't know who it was. We're unable to tell. But if it was, if you think it was yours, we'll clear you.
Yeah, it's coming up 124. It's not me.
DOC Squad 1.
0124. So that was you.
Go ahead.
Accidental.
We're unable to locate you. Having
All right, thank you for calling that in.
Negative. I'll double check, but you guys can clear.
10-4, back there. Station Squad 1.
Squad 1, go ahead.
We were unable to locate. We're going to go back in service.
10-4.
Copy, en route. Maybe 116 is going to follow also. We'll go check it out and let you know.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I think my other laptop froze up. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just use that one for the chat. Make sure it's broadcast.
North end of fire alarm to command.
Thank you. Offline, online. Was online. Just the NOAA weather feed. I got that. That's 4 counties. I can't get anywhere near the fire and police over there. I'll go another county. I'll go another county. We'll go county in. So that was that. I couldn't get anything out of Oslo. What's this one? Jones. Let's try Jones. Because that's kind of right right in the path, or on the bad side of the storm. This doesn't look like it's in the bad part of the storm. So I'm going to try to find another feed there in a minute here too. One, is it active? Is it active? Just, where's the scroll bar? Just want to know if it's active. It's weather radio again. Dang it. All the police. Not all. I've got some here, but.
Go ahead.
Just want to see if there's any information closer to the storm. I'll put that on hold for a minute. Let's do this.
46 alarm.
Go ahead.
I'm stationed at Salem and South Union. We need an escort for a interpreter to be brought to the command post on Winthrop Ave.
Florence, I can pick them up. Where are they?
Salem and South Union. Salem and South Union.
Here we go.
All right, stand by. I'll be right there. That's 4, Lawrence.
That's 4.
We are on Beacon Ave. If you want to have Gary text me the info, we can do that. Well,
thank you. I'll see you in copy.
En unos momentos nos encontramos transmitiendo en vivo, así que estas son situaciones un poco comunes, pero vamos a enlazarnos ahora con Jorge Miramontes.
What are these guys saying? A whole lot of conundrum, I'm sure.
Oil and hazardous materials response teams to come in immediately once the storm passes.
This guy works for always.
7,100 Coast Guard members involved in the response so far and are ready to flow in more resources and assets when needed. The ports of Wilmington and Morehead City in North Carolina.
Why you stopped? Why'd you stop?
Fire on Sun, engine 2.
Apparently it's not my stuff because it's running. I'm still getting them across. So,
Fire alarm Sun, engine 2.
FEMA, your camera's frozen.
We'll be off in quarters on Chickering Road.
It's stuck like that forever. Someone smacks him on the back. What's this view? Here's another feed.
At the intersection of Sea Mountain and Highway 90, the signal light is hanging about knee high. Still has power to it.
Calling system for a number of reasons. We can't stress strongly enough that people in distress need to call 911 able to do so. Some of the lessons we learned and incorporated during last year's hurricanes is the use of aggregates for one-on-one rescuing of personnel. It's not efficient enough, so please, we urge you to use 911 if possible. And finally, once the storm is passed, hazards may still be present. Stay in a safe location while the Coast Guard and other state and local authorities assess damage.
All right, now we want to go back out live to Myrtle Beach. We are now getting some reports of damage. We have our reporter Dan Lamparello here from Portland, Maine. He's been helping us out with the storm.
Yeah, I think he's stationed along 501, encountering some damage, possibly some trees down, which is no surprise with the gusts that we have been seeing. Tell us all about it, Dan.
9 Elm Street for a gas call.
Yeah, guys, we're here on the 501, headed into downtown Myrtle Beach. Beach, just outside of downtown, actually. This big tree came down. I want to thank the Myrtle Beach Police Department for letting us know about this incident that happened a little bit earlier today. But you can see just how big of a tree this is. The wind gusts here obviously doing some damage as they get a little bit stronger with Florence getting closer and closer to us here in downtown. People are still coming in and out here on the 501. So if
24 go.
I think we got another band coming through. It's got a little beat. That tree's gonna go. Here, cricket. That's the one behind my house I'm worried about. At least it's not blowing out my house.
I think when they're like this, I think these are the Twitter ones. Because you can go on your Twitter account and put
The plate number on this vehicle.
50 feet of rain. 80,000 feet of storm surge.
Restate at 762. I'll run that out later.
Storm in the northwest.
I think that's a mild damage. And did I get the log number?
Affirmative. 88 coming.
Damn, that dude couldn't go a few hours without power. Hope we got plenty of gas, buddy. It's going to be here for a couple days.
That's true.
Fire alarm, front engine.
Hey, it's Ken. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I mean, there's some big trees snapped out here.
On arrival, 9
I mean, big trees snapped out here. I'll walk back down that way in a little bit. I didn't go this way. I bet everything on the golf course is just ruined. I've only seen one tree that fell down on a house earlier. And we had a couple trees in the road. The trees that knocked down the power lines, though, those were impressive. Man, it's not that bad. Like, honestly, these ditches, when it rains a lot here, get super full, and this whole street will flood over. So the draining's pretty good. But, you know, we're on the front part of the storm. I think this is probably close to the eye. That tree got stripped. That's a big one. So I'm assuming the rain bands are going to come. I mean, this thing's supposed to be here for like another 24 hours. Oh, it's Ken's birthday. Happy birthday, Ken. It really doesn't look that bad.
464. So you can show me clear on all the court. I spoke with
the tree over there is pretty snapped, though.
I guess that male already left.
All right, receive.
Oh, easy. I guess we'll have to walk to the golf course.
Get your thing off the mic.
Did you call fire off?
I don't think these people will mind if I cut through their backyard.
Okay, copy.
Yeah, this is where I've seen all the big, huge trees go down. Oh, I can't cross here? Frogs making babies. God, I'm really surprised I'm the only person out here. Oh, it's
because they evacuated trash. Three states with the people. Get around. See how his camera's now? Been noticing that on
no, it's not getting worse. It's like
some of my work.
I mean, it's got some big gusts, but I mean nothing like too unbearable. I think most of what happened was during the night. Sit down this way. This is where all the good stuff is. Supercharger in that truck. Alright, it'll take me a few minutes. It's all the way down the end of the street. Up and down there. Oh yeah, real lucky. I mean, we still got to worry about a lot of the flooding. See, these are starting to fill up, and we got like another day of this, and then probably another day of rain after that.
Could you advise them in some way? It's going to be a very busy day there. We have some
the winds. I was never really worried about the winds. I mean, we get big storms through here a lot.
I don't want to be chasing.
It's always the rain. I mean, that thing right there is deep. That's like 4 or 5 feet deep.
Exactly. Thank you.
Really surprised some of these haven't gone. Oh, I just had one of those like walking boards and the wind blows you and you can't walk anymore. That was pretty fun.
Go ahead. Clear 9 Elm. Off at 299 Main Street. Dave, you disposed you have a couple of sheriff units. K9 116 is on the road. Sheriff Castro is also on the road. You need that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The storm is not bad. Like the wind,
Receive that.
not that bad at all. We need to look at the big trees.
Fire alarm to Station 1. Assist the homeowner at 47 Bay State with the gas shut off. Fire alarm to Station 1, 47 Bay State. Assist the resident with the gas shut off.
Almost there. We just got to make it just up there to the right.
Animal control, are you on the air?
I think that tree had all its bark stripped off.
5 Florence, I'm just going off at 35 Broad.
It's starting to rain again.
Call 508, front desk, please.
10-4.
Yeah, it's the flooding. It's always flooding. I said that before. You got to worry about the flooding.
Still got the backside of the storm. I want to see these trees. He's supposed to be going to these big trees. I didn't know it was such a long walk.
Alright, this one got snapped.
I'm tired watching.
Twig.
The walk. It's not about
I will say most of these people that left are going to be so mad.
Alright, so they were advised, wherever they get fuel, they come into the building.
10-4, thank you.
on the Weather Channel. They were showing the water up to.
Yeah, everything's pretty bad. Just wait till Fayetteville and Lumberton and all that. I mean, it's not. It won't even be now. It'll be 2 weeks from now. When that river starts overflowing and they start wiping out those streets, those people will never be able to get back. They'll have no home. Matthew is devastated.
Get out.
Oh, you know they are. Those little shit hotels in the middle of nowhere, they're packed. On a Wednesday in the middle of the week? Oh wait, today's Friday. I don't know. Yeah, that guy's so stupid. He's gonna run out of gas. This thing's gonna be here for a while. We're not having power for a long fucking water. All right, so you can't really see it that well. Big one over there.
Oops. I guess he's done. Let's refresh this.
C1 on scene. 40 C1 on scene.
Did you already get with Ben and Annie? Tell them down where you want them to go. I got James. He was on his way north. I told him to stop picking Andy up and carry him to Hatteras. And he is the right on running his side, right on south, all they said.
All right, go for it. You want to keep going all the way through Avon and all that?
Around. James, we get to him and pick him up. Yeah.
Go.
Todavía a las 11, 12 del día y que de ahí se ponga todavía peor, así que no estamos viendo todavía lo peor de esa marea alta, así que hay un peligro muy grande y de ahí que dicen que vas a tardar, si estás en un refugio vas a tardar días, mucho tiempo en poder regresar, si es que regresas, si es que tu casa no fue dañada.
Act like them. Tonight was not what we hoped for. I am not discouraged. I am inspired, and I hope you are too. This race for the Democratic nomination may be over.
That was a trick.
10-4.
That's what I clicked.
But the fight for the soul of the Democratic Party is just beginning.
This looks like it. Oh, it was a commercial at the beginning. They're doing that now? Oh. Wow, they lost me. Watch, I get another commercial. Oh, here we go. I don't like the commercial thing. I don't want to buy this stuff. If I'm not going to buy it, why do I want to see it?
Where are you off to? Well, just checking out
DOC medical stage right, Connor.
Good down here in Nexted, North Nexted. Came down 12. It was a little rocky, some good bit of sand over it, but that's about all I'm seeing. Everything else seems to be closed up.
I like the real people. The ones that don't read off the teleprompter.
Couple of properties for people, and at least there's not much traffic. Haven't heard
DOC Enterprise clear in service.
It looks like they're going to keep it going until they have it squared away. Really? Okay, that surprises me. That could be tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking too. I would have thought they would have waited to high tide and then opened it up until, you know, and put a barricade down.
Oh, this is the same dude.
Sergeant Cirillo, can you swing back by over to the command post with Lieutenant Aguilar for a second?
I got 1,000 buttons and nothing to watch. It was almost better in the old days, you know, 5, 6 years ago. What do you think about that sea? It doesn't look. I mean, I don't live on the ocean, but it's hard to tell. Remember, those are pretty big. Let's zoom in.
Dave, will you check in with the guys on the shelters and see what they've got for numbers for people that want to go and pick up their medications and that?
10-07. Tempo standby. From those around timeshare, the beach club.
Kill Devil Hills.
Whatever the timeshares are there, I'm going to go down there and see if maybe they're open. I'd like to get a breakfast sandwich. If you go by there and see it, let me know. I'm headed up to Beach Road right now. I'm just coming off of, what am I, State Street.
Officer Yancey, come in.
Go ahead.
Gary, can you provide me with an estimate on the number of people that need to go to their homes? Affirmative.
Gas is already turned off, but the burner was running. We have since turned that off.
12 Officer Camacho.
Go on.
Claudio, could you do the same?
Yeah, affirmative.
that's why they don't have no rain. They got a big empty spot right there. That's why it's so calm. But whoever's in, I can't read that. I couldn't get any stations up there either. They were all offline. I was gonna point to it, but not like you could see it right here. I couldn't get anything. I couldn't get anything for this whole area. I couldn't get anything on the other than NOAA radio. Couldn't get any police. I did move in, and I got just one here.
All right. When I checked the route, they had shut off traffic on Merrimack Street, so that's no longer an issue. There's still a few cars getting through. What I would suggest is that we have someone close off Andover Street at Glen Street, so that only people going into the industrial park are allowed in.
Oh, wait, clear to go direct with Captain Driscoll?
Affirmative.
Captain Driscoll?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cap, I just came over to see what was that informant, but I'm keeping a list of
That's a secret
all those intersections. We're trying to
we can't
move it out a little bit. We got too many people inside.
Act 11.
Jim, can you call my cell? I didn't get the end of that.
These guys got a good view.
Okay, I'll call you.
Looks like the rain's gonna roll back in shortly.
At Lawrence Cruiser on Mass Ave, let those cemetery trucks in. They've got those burials.
Mons, we're using DPW gas key?
The DPW is going to use their gas key for the duration of the day.
Okay.
It doesn't look bad in Wilmington. But I'm not there. I'm right here.
Lawrence, come in, Dave.
Oh, them guys gonna talk about nothing.
Fire alarm 2, Sutton Engine 2, firefighter Shayna. Would you happen to have the last name for that resident? That might make it easier for them to find them.
I got Yancey on the phone. You're looking for people going to their homes or requesting to go to their homes?
Back home at their residence.
There was something good on top and then we placed it with BBC.
All right, we'll disregard. Thank you.
And then you can't scroll during an emergency past the main street.
All right, Lieutenant, both have been notified. They're working on getting accurate numbers.
Yes.
40C1 back at station. 40C1 back at station.
No, it won't even let me pull the tab up. It's the only news you get. It's the news we give you. Where's the real people? The real people. Not the clones. It never scrolls. It never scrolls. Because they want me to go to Fox or ABC, and I'm not doing that. Anybody can go to Fox.
Thunderstorm a little bit longer. I got people parked on my, I'm up on the hill, so people park here, but I haven't went out
Anybody live?
yet. But
What happened to Jeff?
Let's see, I'm looking out at the Murray Bridge, and let's see, yeah, here comes somebody across it. So everything's fine here. I'm gonna put on some street see if the water detracted or retracted or what have you. Probably not. Everything here looks great. Thank you. I think we came through this one pretty well. I'm over here in Southern Shores right now, and
good.
lots and lots of pine needles. And,
7 minutes ago.
I'm gonna make a turn here somewhere. Lots of pine needles and some tricks and.
This is always worth the watch.
But, not much other than that. Let me get over here.
Just on the ground.
K4JAR.
Finally, look at that.
Good morning, everybody. We're in Newport, North Carolina, and we've got water rescues underway. The North Carolina Wildlife Management, just another boat just got here, and there's a number of boats. We've got people still in houses and mobile homes along the back bay here, and just got into town a little bit ago. But there's numerous water rescues. I understand I've been on rooftops and cars, and it's been going on now for about 9 hours. Water rescues continue here.
We directed her to the shelter, so they would shuttle her in for
her was about 15 feet, from what I understand. But this is what's going on. These guys, the National North Carolina Wildlife Management just got here. They've run 2 more boats, and there's about 15 boats in the water pulling people out from the houses back to my south shore here. And this is on the southwest side of Newborn, where the water, the back bay has overrun many houses. I just witnessed approximately 200 apartments were under about 9 foot of water, and it's now dropped about 6 foot. Back here, about half a mile east of me, there's again approximately 200 units. Cars were floating in the water, still floating in the water, and people are literally coming out of their houses from the second floor. They've been up there on the second floor roofs and that whole area over here, east of here, most of the night. The winds here all the way over, anywhere from 60 to 80 miles an hour. Actually saw a tornado back east of here about 30 minutes ago, and as we're coming down 17, but this is what's going on over in Newborn right now. There's just a lot of water rescues, and there's about, I've got a couple of friends over here that actually called and told me to come over here. We've got Val from Oklahoma City, Tulsa, broadcasters here with a boat on the way from Oklahoma. We anticipate this is going to happen, and Vaughn and his team is doing water rescues. Rescues going on all over the city here, and this is just what's happening here. The last hour, the wind has been ferocious all the way over here, close to the sometimes 80. It's just relentless, and the water, there's not a water, fresh water flooding on the streets. There's this backwater storm on the bay here, and this inlet where the water storm surge came up is pretty bad. Lots of water on the south end of downtown. Numerous buildings have water in them. It has receded quite a bit, but you can see the debris line is up to first floor Will Inlet in downtown Newborn, and that's what's going on right now. It's got water rescues and ambulances are people waiting for them on phone and taking them away. This is in Newborn, North Carolina, on the Outer Banks. Tremendous storm surge overnight. Came up the back bay here. Additional boats now arriving in Newborn. These people are coming from different areas around the area, just now getting here because the roads were very hazardous coming here. Tremendous amount of debris on the roads for about 90 miles. We had probably over 100 trees down, power lines down. I saw several mobile homes destroyed on the highway, as well as power lines down, and it was very treacherous to get here, and it was very treacherous to get here, to be quite frank about it. And at the same time, we have new things falling on you as you're driving. Like right now, I got literally flying debris, as these guys are in the water, at the surface here, obviously staying at 50, gusts to 65, so it's been pretty treacherous here, and that's what's going on currently in Newborn, as more boats are arriving and launching now here on this particular side. This is what's going on. We're going to continue to look here. We've got more boats arriving. And you can see some of the old debris lines went down on the old debris lines. Probably struck about 4 foot, maybe 6 foot over in this back right corner in the last couple hours. Until we struck down about 6 foot in the last couple hours. But so, of course, this is the North Carolina wildlife fishery with their large boats. So they're now on their way to extinguish position. We're going to move to a new location because there's water rescues going on all over the south side of Newport. Right now, we're going to go, but I can tell you, I have seen white water, deep water over a large part of the southwest south sides of Newport. And I haven't been to the southeast side yet, but I understand there's water rescue underway over there as well. And this is Newborn, North Carolina, where everything comes together. Okay, this is where I'm located at, and right there's the flooding.
Yeah, roger that. If they got flooded in Matthew, they'll probably get some flooding out of this, because all that water's got to go downhill somewhere.
Hey, Joe, it's going to be 78 Kingston, 78 Kingston.
I'm approximately 5 feet above sea level, my location, and it doesn't get much higher than that. I think we have a spots that are 10 or 11 feet. But yeah, if we get a storm surge, it just has a tendency to spread out.
Thank you, guys. Ask yourself too. What is this? Businesses down there. And so we're going to show you. Oops, sorry.
She got her hand over the mic.
River down the street. This is the Cape Fear River.
I do that all the time.
When, a few years back when they got flooded pretty bad, and people didn't expect that.
So for anybody just joining us, we're live streaming from Wilmington, North Carolina. We're still in the outer fringes of the eye wall. We've got a little bit of a break in the rain. That's why we felt a little bit more comfortable to get outside and take you on this walk through downtown to check out a little bit of the damage and some of the debris that we're seeing so far. But straight ahead, that's the Cape Fear River. I'm not sure if we continue to walk and take a look
I got a fresh coffee.
Any of that water flooding the streets there, but we know that when the winds change, if the winds change, it certainly has the potential to rise and flood these lower streets that you're looking at. Yeah, so let's see if we can walk a little bit further down here. That's okay. We know that according to the National Hurricane Center, Hurricane Florence made landfall this morning around 7:15 in the morning near Wrightsville Beach. So that's just about 15 minutes from where we were. So we were really feeling those hurricane force winds here in Wilmington.
Yeah, roger that.
So many areas along the North Carolina coast really got hammered by this storm.
A small little valley to get out, and
you guys, if you guys can see that off in the distance, the propeller just
Lieutenant Conway, come in.
Wind. And then take a look at the river here, because the river almost has.
The Officer Camacho Arlington School has 5 at this time.
Because of the wind strength. And these are really gusts. As we get closer to the river here, we're talking about really strong gusts of wind. Ready to blow you away here. So here in Wilmington, some of the highest wind gusts, up to 105-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We've seen some of the damage that can do. Feeling really strong right now. It was kind of dying down a little bit. But we still have that little break in the rain here. Because earlier we were actually losing signal because of how wet the gear was getting, because we were just really getting slammed with rain. And that's one of the biggest concerns.
Clear for 299 Main Street, gas it off at the meter. Stay clear, Tony.
How prolonged this event will be.
811.
Here in Wilmington, we're seeing at least about 5 inches so far. I can tell you in the parking lot of our hotel, there looked to be almost a foot of rain that accumulated in the parking lot. We actually had to move our cars yesterday because I think they probably knew that parking lot would flood, but it was just rainwater that flooded the parking lot. It was not from the river. When the winds change, it's potential that the river could start flooding these streets. But at that point, what we were seeing before, that was actually just rainfall totals. And as we're talking and reminding you that we're in this for the long haul, that we still have hours and hours throughout the rest of the day. Seeing rain potentially into Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday. Imagine just how much rain that's going to bring for areas like this. Imagine areas that are prone to flooding. We're hearing about reports of damages. Gas stations, hotels getting flooded, roofs being torn off, water rescues happening across the coast here in North Carolina. Hundreds of thousands of people without power. That's in North Carolina, talking about 400, 500,000 of customers without power at our hotel. That's when your storm
I don't think her microphone
Market in South Union.
Make sure you have your bottle
There's no traffic here.
Not at all.
Cars filled up with tanks.
So they're gonna be working in there. Just hang tight down there. I just want to see how big of an area they're gonna be working in. Hey, Cuddy, can you swing back here, please?
This is an area that's part of historic downtown Wilmington, North Carolina. And what we've been seeing is
I believe this was a third-party call. Stand by.
These strong gusts of wind just toppling over large trees, some of them snapped in half, signs being blown off. You see, this is not as bad as we're seeing up there, but we're probably going to get to another area.
Can I go direct to Lieutenant Burke? Can you try to raise him?
Still in the
Florence control to Lieutenant Burke, come in.
Strong gusts of wind and then more rain to come. Look at it. Look at the water, kind of the wind blowing. That's incredible.
Florence control, if anyone is next to Lieutenant Burke, can you have him go direct with Lieutenant Ciccarelli, please?
He's on the phone with me, so hang tight, all right?
Receive. Copy, Lieutenant.
We're hearing all sorts of kind of eerie sounds here. The wind. In fact, when we were walking around our hotel, one of the spots where we did one of the live streams from, I went back and I noticed that there was one of the windows had been broken, likely from debris, which is incredible. Very strong.
From the call that we got, the resident was supposed to be there, but it was a third-party call, so it wasn't confirmed.
Anybody just joining us, you're watching Pattern. We're live streaming, so this is a live look at what's happening in Wilmington. We're looking at the Cape Fear Road.
Trying to gain access. Do you want us to send the engine out?
Damage and debris that's already that we're already seeing from Hurricane Florence. It made landfall early this morning. The Category 1 hurricane making landfall near Wrightsville Beach, which is really just about 15 minutes from where we are. We were getting slammed with rain.
Fire alarm station 1, station 2, be advised. New incident command is down at the North Andover Mall. Multiple service units are down there at this time. Again, new incident command is down at the North Andover Mall. Multiple service units are down there.
To show you a little bit of what we're seeing in the early stages, but I can't emphasize this enough that it's just going to get worse.
Cuddy, can you come in here for a minute, please?
In terms of the duration, the fact that this is moving so fast, fully get out of our
She thinks she's talking.
The size of the storm,
the scenery.
Through the weekend.
Good, Amber. Sutton Engine 2.
All right, 32 Groton. Disabled male on track cannot be evacuated. Needs assistance.
Station 1.
All right, 32 Groton. The North Carolina coast here. So we were here yesterday. This was where we were actually able to grab our last and final pizza before the
Better go directly. Lieutenant Conley.
My guess is they closed last night around midnight, if not before.
Lieutenant Conley, come in.
It was really starting to get bad, but here's another view of the damage. Actually, let's take a look at this real quick because
Lieutenant Conley. Well, I got a sergeant for the state police looking for radios. You have more radios over the campus?
Yep, we're waiting on him. If he comes in, we'll give him to him.
He's leaving Market Basket right now. I'll be right there.
Okay, copy. You're speaking to them, but they advise what?
We're talking to the resident right now. He claims you didn't call 911. We're on clear return him.
Yeah, that's affirmative. The caller was not the resident. It was the resident, but he's not home. It's supposed to be his 44-year-old son that was there.
Florence Control to have a mutual aid unit in the area of Kingston Street, South Broadway.
Alright, we'll come back. Let's see if anyone else has popped up.
What do you have there? I'm on Broadway.
Number 26, Kingston on the first floor. 26, Kingston. Louis Ortiz. Check the well-being. He's got a medical condition. He was unable to evacuate. Called in from a second party.
10-4. 26, Kingston.
How do I save these videos? It's not that bad.
Mal damage 133.
It's been doing that all night though. Storm's not bad now. The eye was just here. Is there any way I can save these videos? Oh, you're good. I'm talking. I don't know if they're hearing me, but try to save this broadcast or save broadcast
automatically.
Yeah, New Bern is under. Looks like underwater. Caroline Beach has got water. I don't know how Wrightsville Beach is. Is there a way to save these videos after they're done? I just downloaded the app last night.
Alright, so he's not going outside.
Yeah, it's not bad right now.
But I can see outside his house looks okay. Let's check, Cooper! Bill Cooper. Isn't that Alex Jones, Bill Cooper? AJ, Billy Cooper, Gary Cooper, Gary Coleman.
Copy around the bird, ready for station.
Got 24.
Yes, sir, God, we found it.
Follow one. Route 226 Main Street, this is car 20, current.
And out 226 Main Street, this is car 20.
What is that?
Sound good? It's 28, okay.
MC30 to Lawrence. I'll be on the air if you need me.
Appreciate that. Antenna.
18 quarters.
Well, Papa rigs have looked up the extra antenna, so I guess it's doing good. Quiet, no problem getting into the repeater.
Derp. Derp.
The winds are starting to pick up again.
If I go stand out on the porch and get for the room, but in the house, thank you very much. I'll put your hand on.
This is supposed to be like Noah.
Guys, are you hearing this range of
What is that? First alert? Oh, he's the newscast dude. First alert. The news van. Okay. I thought it was just some dude out on the road. He's the guy who drives the news van and holds the camera. This is his little, I like it. It's this opportunity.
Right, mattress, I think, or a piece of styrofoam.
That's a mattress.
That's different.
Styrofoam. Flotation device too.
Approved by Sergeant Martinez. I'm transporting one from Groton Street.
Yep, so the winds have picked up.
Just north,
the second half
so he can get his ride out.
of the hurricane.
49813.
Can you guys hear me out there on Twitter? Check in, would you?
498 to Lawrence.
Right.
Steve, can I go direct with Sergeant Picard?
Affirmative.
98 to Sergeant Picard.
I'm going down the beach road now. It's matters like, you know, this is the Hilton area. This is
looks like some sort of awning.
There's nothing on the road here. Nothing.
I've seen better days.
498 to Sergeant Picard, come in.
Yeah, we're just going out. We had
This is Wilmington, North Carolina.
they're concerned that their houses are. We saw them. For sure there's nothing. We're going to go out. Well, just to be perfectly honest.
Florence rages on.
But it sounds like south of us, they're getting hit pretty hard.
I don't know. I've looked all over. I don't see it. It'll be the rain, if anything.
If we didn't as much as it did, as quickly as it did, that's a good thing. But yeah, it seems like the beach nourishment up here has done it's done some good because there's nothing.
Are you seeing this?
A bit of sand blown over on the road here in a couple of spots, but no overwash. And this is one of the areas where it gets hit first. So the area, my gosh, I must have. What are those things? Pawpaws or sweet gumballs or whatever they call them, man, they're all over them. They go up and bang in my wheel. It sounds like something's coming off. Yeah, those are, I think they're sycamore trees. Yeah, they're all, but, I mean, this is very lucky compared to what we had last year. So, we're gonna, thank God, you know, hopefully people now make out pretty well. So, it's important to go, all right, Joe, how it going? And,
well, it doesn't look too bad for Wilmington, does it? This is where everyone's saying they're supposed to get 10 foot of rain.
Come in that last unit.
There's 24. I'm clear that transport along with Detective Noonan and Gene Scanlon. Thank you.
Copy that.
Roger, Dodger.
Command post to all units. St. Alfio's is open for food and drink. If anybody so wishes to go there, St. Alfio's Society on Common Street.
Florence Control has that St. Alfio's on Common Street is available for food and drink for all first responders. St. Alfio's on Common Street. Food and drink for first responders.
Not for the victims.
Command post to Lieutenant Burke.
Lieutenant Burke.
21st century.
Conway says him know that the state police are heading in his direction.
Please see if he has that.
And as far as Massachusetts, they haven't let anyone back yet. It's all still locked down and closed off, so there will be no video of Massachusetts, only the police scanners. I'm glad that guy's wipers are done. I wonder if she's still going live. Lieutenant Falls. How about that? She's hardcore. She's been out there for like 45 minutes now. And her microphone doesn't even work. She don't know it.
Fire alarm Sutton, engine 2.
We gotta give her some love.
Fire alarm answering.
Sutton, engine 2 is reassigned now to the mall on Route 114 for regional command.
32 Sutton, engine 2, assigned to the mall for command.
Walk the 80 to the command post.
Detective Rogers.
Tony, we've had a few come up and we've been redirecting them, but now I have a supervisor from Home Healthcare. They're visiting nurses. Are we allowing them into the affected areas to check on patients?
Affirmative, for Lieutenant Conway.
Okay, received, sir. Thank you. I'll give him that message.
Fire alarm to available units. Broadcast and box alarm to 80 Court Street for the fire alarm sounding in the residence. No smoke or fire or gas detected at this time. Fire alarm to available units. 80 Court Street for the fire alarm sounding in the residence. For the no smoke or fire or gas detected at this time.
Your mic don't work, but I can't see nothing.
Fire alarm engine 2.
Oh, it's over before I got a chance. Oh, I'm sorry.
Was this called in by the resident and now the home?
Affirmative, resident is home and out of the residence. They were inside. They were unable to discern if they detected gas or not, but they don't believe so. Just the fire alarm keeps going on and off.
We'll call if we need others.
Engine 2 will handle. All other units can disregard. Again, engine 2 to handle 80 Court Street.
I got the. Give me the search.
20, 22. 40C1 has cancellation.
Read the line.
40C1, you're clear.
Me here. That was the whole point of not pushing.
Give me the last four over the air, please.
Every time I come here, watch.
22 20. What's your message?
Makes me watch ABC.
That's an affirmative now on 420.
Fire damage.
Repeat. Affirmative on 420.
What is this? Why? From what? They're doing what? Let's see, that's my better judgment. I go Spanish before I go NBC usually.
Civil to face to face on right near the command post. Affirmative. Tag 1.
Evacuating. U.S. military evacuated Dude, they're not even flooded. They're just talking to me.
Receive 153 as over.
Let's see what kind of tomfoolery is going on. the new burn.
Hours or state police?
Well, that's a little spot, but I don't know that.
Repeat that. Hours or the state police? Oh. 39 Alpha 981.
39.
3944 clear.
It's a loosey-goosey.
Can you head over to 153?
Lucky Lucy.
153 Andover. We're responding.
It's going to use those pieces of equipment, aren't they?
Alarm sounded called in by state police.
We didn't set all this up not to use it.
If you have to make a forcible entry, make a phone call to 978-794-5900 extension, the 500 or 501 extension, and we'll have a list. We want to make sure that we do extra checks throughout the night for anywhere where we do a forcible entry, and we don't want to confuse it with any PDs later.
New Bern, they drive red sheriff cars.
24 as entered.
I didn't never think it was a red one.
3 copies. 6 copies.
Oh, look at that. That was where all the people's going to climb in. And we're going to take them over to Walmart so they're nice and dry.
With the plate. First one's going to be Max Red 7 Alpha Hotel 818 788 That's going to be the victim vehicle. Appreciate I have that. And could you also run the second place for status? Max Red 648 November Golf 3 648 NG3.
No, there is no audio.
Okay, active plate, active owner.
What's it?
Nothing at all. And, yeah, the guy in the satellite truck, he was with ABC. I could see,
39, 2.5 story type 5, nothing. Nothing showing on it.
That's because there's nothing really report, so they're going to head south. But he says, I'm not sure how far south they want me to go yet. But this isn't where he wants to be, so that's good for us. Man, I've never seen so many places boarding up before.
20 to 22. 22. I got a hold of him, and passed on your handle.
We're pretty well taken care of. So, okay, well, look, I think I see one of Dare County's finest eyeball, just came down the hill, so I'm going to take off, and you take it easy, and,
Miami Juan.
on your lap. Police out, but I see,
Living route to the high school.
telephone company trucks. I've seen trucks. So at least some of the utilities are out running around. That's a good thing, I guess. I'm sure there's something that needs to be done somewhere. Anyway, KF4UCC, K4JAR.
35 off the Andover.
35, you're off the hydrant, Andover. Vehicle is leaking gasoline.
Alright, we'll try.
Receive.
Come back, please.
LHA1 to Lawrence, I'm clear that transfer. Transport, if you need me, let me know.
Transport, thank you, Will. File Major 1's off at the high school. You're at the high school.
Location here, I don't think is going to be particularly.
Read Lawrence, if you tell me clear. That's what, thank you.
Well, things have changed here. We have not had a break in this rain since last night. I mean, it is.
I don't know. Might be my phone. But yeah, I know what you're saying there, and that sounds good. And just, let me know.
Just been constant soaking rain all day long, and I think that is one of the factors that has led.
Back in again.
Homes in the dark. The power's been out here for quite a while.
I think what we're going to do
and that's enough. And people are ready to get out of here, and they're taking advantage of these national.
Well, I'm to Station 1, looking for available engine to respond to Bunker Hill to assist with the gas issue. Columbia Gas is on scene. And fire alarm 2, Station 1, need an available engine to Bunker Hill.
We want to take care of
assist with the gas issue. Columbia Gas is on scene.
And they're out here doing it today, though.
Station 1 from 11, can you handle that?
Yeah, come forward, and when I get where I get a little better signal, I will check that.
We're going to go to Bunker Hill. What number is it?
52-year-old female fallen.
Not sure at this time. I think there's a couple units on scene. Columbia Gas is out there as well, shutting off the gas. They heard some pumping sound. They were looking for a pump to come assist. Engine 2 reporting now question of a small fire that was extinguished in that area. National Grid is en route as well.
Come to our meeting, folks. On the way. in the staging area, or can you call me on my phone?
They're going to take Bunker Hill.
That's affirmative. Engine 2 to handle. Receive, thank you. Enter ladder 1. 406 Florence. Fire out from 11. Answer 11. I missed that. Is there a call we can call? 406. I can take care of Hancock Street. On the negative, sir. Engine 2 will handle it. Well, thank you. 3 to 1. Someone on the corner. I'll head there as well. Receive that. You're all done. Investigation at Barlow. Answer investigation. I'll be responding to Bunker Hill. And you're responding to Bunker Hill. 77.
Down the road.
Back and forth. Onboard, thank you. Engine 2's on speed, Bunker Hill. Engine 2 and you on speed, Bunker Hill.
Command post city officers working in the shelters. If somebody comes in and they want to get their pet, just get their name, get them on the list, and we'll get the ambulance company to give them the bus company to give them a ride down. Do not turn them away.
Conway?
Go ahead.
So to be clear, do you want them getting on the same bus with the people getting the medication, or is that going to be separate?
It'll be separate, Gary. It'll be separate.
Okay, perfect.
LHA1, come in.
I did check 7375 Brookfield. The landlord called, would like his tenant to evacuate. She's refusing. He's saying there was a fire and a smell of gas in the basement. Check that out.
Affirmative. It'll be like 5 minutes, Dave. I'm doing an escort for one of our own to a location. Picking them up at the station, then I'll head south.
I thought you cleared from that. My bad. Yeah, continue on. I'll find someone else. Solo 424, Bruna.
24 Stevens Street.
Can you check that? 7375 Brookfield. Landlord Paul wants his tenant to vacate.
Racing, I'll head over 7375.
And the line. I'll let that Bruno up.
Fire alarm starting engine 2.
Repeat that, please.
We are in route to with Columbia North Andover PD.
51014, thank you.
Sutton en route to Concord Street, Columbia Gas APD.
406 Florence.
406.
Okay, along with 403, you can show us clear of the parties to GOA.
3.
Fire alarm.
Fire alarm answering.
En route 628, Brookside to shut off the gas.
28 Brookside. And what unit was this again?
Resident stop by Station 1 and requesting for us to shut the meter off.
3. 417 Della Santos.
417 Parkland School.
112 Alston. 112 Alston. See Maria about a tenant issue.
Receive. En route.
Dead on arrival.
Four 17.
17.
By any chance, before I'm leaving to 112 Austin Street, can you send a flatbed to the park to tow this vehicle to leaking gas? I'll be leaving right now. Fire's on standby.
Alright, so you need a flatbed or cancel a flatbed?
Send the flatbed per owner request.
Alright, receive. And that's for the leaking gas?
No, from the leaking gasoline.
Alright,
Firefighter Ryan from car 2.
24 Lawrence. 24.
Alright, we made contact with her. She said the gas company themselves came and shut this off. She does not want to, it's the thing she does not want to leave.
So advised. We'll let them know. Thank you.
Why is this so...
You know, when people want to come in to get medication, do they need to report to a shelter to get escorted, or are we escorting them from whatever point they're trying to get in?
I already told you. Trying to keep it organized.
10-4, thank you.
Do you want to see me or just hear me? Hey man, I'm wet, but otherwise okay. How are you?
They had a small firefighter. Everything's, gas has been shut off. Everything's clear. Head to station 2.
No, they just bailed. I mean, I had one of the guys on tape right before that rescue started, but no, they just left. Sorry, man.
Your Honor, it's going to be 73 Elm Street, 73 Elm.
Okay, 73.
C1 back quarters. 40 C1 back quarters.
Well, I go to red.
File engine 1 back quarters. Red, 1 back quarters.
Walk 84 to cars. Is there a car in the area?
Breaking right now at 11, Hurricane Florence pummeling the Carolinas, leaving devastating destruction in its wake.
Hundreds of thousands without power, dozens desperately awaiting rescue.
We're in Wilmington, where we've just had to seek higher ground. Streets completely flooded out, trees snapped in half, and we haven't even hit high tide on the Cape Fear River yet.
Crushing winds, crumbling structures, and the storm, it's just getting started. Our crew is working around the clock from Charlotte to the coast, covering every inch of this monster storm.
Right now, Hurricane Florence is pounding the Carolina coast. A live look from Wilmington, one of the hardest hit areas.
Hundreds of thousands without power and entire towns underwater. He's expected to give a news conference any minute now. We'll bring that to you as soon as it happens. In fact, he's coming out right now. Let's listen in.
Area 4 Ellis Court for multiple fire alarms sounding in the area. Fire alarm 2 available units. Area 4 Ellis Court.
Good morning, everyone. Hurricane Florence is powerful, slow, and relentless. It's an uninvited brute who doesn't want to leave. The storm surge alone has overwhelmed the city of New Bern. Overnight, there were over 100 swiftwater rescues in this great city, and we expect more. Other cities and counties across North Carolina are facing challenges and will continue to face challenges over the next few days and weeks. The eye of the storm made landfall on the North Carolina coast near Wrightsville Beach at 7:15 a.m. this morning. And we've seen wind gusts in Wilmington as high as 105 miles an hour, the highest recorded since 1958. The sun rose this morning on an extremely dangerous situation, and it's getting worse. The storm is going to continue its violent grind across our state for days and be a major inland event as well. To those in the storm's path, if you can hear me, please stay sheltered in place. Do not go out in this storm. The Weather Service says flash flooding will be extreme, and flood waters will come up quickly and seemingly out of nowhere. We face multiple threats. Storm surge pounding our beaches, pushing seawater into rivers, and flooding homes and other structures. Rainwater and surge are forcing sounds and rivers over their banks. Roads across eastern North Carolina are underwater. Right now, our predictions show that the Lumber and Cape Fear rivers will crest significantly higher than they did with Hurricane Matthew. Other rivers will have significant flooding as well. And remember that rivers will keep on rising for days, even after the rain stops. Stay alert for evacuation if you are told to. Otherwise, stay indoors and off the roads. Don't put your life or the lives of emergency responders in danger. Here are updates since our last briefing. Right now, we have about 500,000 North Carolinians without power, concentrated in Carteret, Onslow, Craven, Pender, New Hanover, and Brunswick counties. That number is rising even as we speak. Utility crews from all over the country are standing by to restore power when it's safe for them to be out. We have approximately 20,000 or so people in 157 shelters. That number fluctuates. More shelters will be set up. High winds will pick up through central North Carolina today, putting trees, homes, and power lines at risk. We've seen storm surge as high as 10 feet on the Neuse River. And we're also seeing flooding along Bogue Sound at Beaufort, the Trent River, the Pungo River at Belhaven, the Pamlico River at Washington, and Pamlico Sound. Rivers are rising to dangerous levels. and the relentless rains will continue through the weekend. For some parts of southeastern North Carolina, one forecast shows 1,000-year rain event. Rescue crews are working in risky,
Nothing showing. Intermittent alarm.
dangerous conditions that will only get worse today. Don't put them or yourself at risk. Stay indoors. Don't drive through water. Never use a generator indoors. Don't fly drones in the disaster area. If you do, rescue helicopters will have a difficult time operating. Be alert and listen to the radio for warnings about wind, tornadoes, rising water, or orders to shut off gas, water, and power. Here at the State Emergency Operations Center and at locations around the state, experts are staging supplies and equipment. They're standing up shelters for people in need. They're continuing to share critical flood mapping information so local officials can pinpoint where the next evacuations may be needed. Shelter information is available at the Ready NC app or on our website or by dialing 211. Individuals using video relay service for the deaf and hard of hearing should dial 888-892-1162. And we're grateful to have Monica McGee here using American Sign Language. If you have an emergency, call 911. We're tracking the storm around the clock, and we are in touch with local officials in areas bearing the brunt of the storm. I just talked to the mayor of New Bern, in fact. Teams will be ready to get them what they need to help their communities through this challenging time. We are expecting several more days of rain, and our focus now is getting people away from immediate danger. And then we will shift into putting our communities back together. The storm is wreaking havoc on our state, and we're deeply concerned for farms, for businesses, for schools, and even whole communities which could be wiped away. But I know North Carolinians, we're going to make it through this because we're going to stick together and we're going to work together. We have had so many people calling in, texting us, asking us if there is a way that they can contribute. Our office has activated the North Carolina Disaster Relief Fund, which has been used in previous disasters. Visit rebuildnc.gov to contribute, or you can text Florence to 20222 if you would like to help. We have a strong team that's been working hard. This team includes local emergency operations centers and personnel there. It includes the state people, private, nonprofit, federal officials who are here with us in the emergency operations centers. We are grateful for all of the help. We have with me on my far right the Secretary of the Department of Public Safety, Eric Cooks. Next to him is Emergency Management Director Mike Sprayberry. Next to him is Dr. Mandy Cohen, the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. We also have directly behind me to my left, Jim Trogdon, the Secretary of the North Carolina Department of Transportation. We have Colonel Glenn McNeil, who is the Commander of the North Carolina Highway Patrol. We have Albie Lewis, who is the FEMA Coordinating Officer, and Gracia Check, who is the FEMA Region 4 Director. We also have Major General Greg Lusk of the North Carolina National Guard, and we have with us Peggy Britton of the United States Coast Guard. These are just those standing with me today, but we have more partners all over the state. We'll begin with having a report from Mike Sprayberry, Emergency Management. Mike?
Thank you, Governor. The State Emergency Operations Center continues to operate at a level 1. As the Governor said, the impacts to the state from Hurricane Florence are significant and will continue to be significant. Our operations and logistics teams are on standby to surge into impacted areas after the exit of tropical storm force winds. We also have a significant amount of aviation assets to accomplish various types of mission once it's good to fly again. We continue to focus on shelter operations, and we really thank our local partners for stepping up to assist in sheltering their fellow North Carolinians from Hurricane Florence. It means so much to so many. Once the storm passes, we'll work with our outstanding mass feeding partners to establish kitchens and other feeding operations throughout the impacted area. We're closely monitoring our rivers and have been sharing flood analysis tools with our county partners as well. Please make sure you follow the guidance of your local officials, and please be sure that you're staying tuned to your local media, as we do expect historical flooding throughout the state. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Now our Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services, Dr. Mandy Cohen. Dr. Cohen.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning. Just an update. We continue to be in close contact with a number of healthcare facilities who are impacted by the storm. Of course, hospitals, nursing homes, dialysis centers. We are aware of those who are on generators, and we're closely monitoring those. We also have a number of medical shelters that are open. The High Point and Goldsboro shelters are nearly at capacity, but there is bed capacity in Clayton. Want you to make sure to call 211 or use the Ready NC app to make sure you know about shelter availability. And again, to heed the governor's message of not driving through standing water. It was the #1 cause of death in Hurricane Matthew. And do not use gas generators or grills inside your home because of carbon monoxide. Thank you, and be safe.
Thank you, Dr. Cohen. Now, General Jim Proctor, the Secretary of the Department of Transportation. Jim?
Thank you, Governor. Our initial reports as of this morning is significant impacts to transportation reported in Pamlico and Craven counties. All the primary roads in Pamlico County were experiencing high water or flooding, to include NC 55, NC 304, NC 306, NC 307, NC 33, and US 17, NC 55, and US 70 business in and around New Bern. We also have initial reports of at least 18 secondary roads flooded in Pamlico, Pitt, Craven, Beaufort, and Carteret counties. We believe these are initial reports and are not totally conclusive to date, because we have many locations that cannot get out and assess the damage because of the severity of the current conditions. We believe that travel right now is extremely hazardous south on I-95 south of Fayetteville, on US 74 from I-95 to Wilmington, and on I-40 from I-95 to Wilmington. The conditions are extremely hazardous now and will continue to worsen. We believe the impacts that we're seeing now are primarily and solely due to storm surge. So we know, based on rainfall projections, the conditions will continue to get worse over the next 3 to 7 days. So a really good reminder to folks, if they get out there today in areas and the roads are clear, they may not be the next day. Flood conditions will worsen due to rainfall. We anticipate from Wilmington to Charlotte, we'll experience between a 500-year and 1,000-year flood events from Wilmington to Charlotte all the way up through Fayetteville. So conditions will worsen over the next coming days. We're currently coordinating with our Federal Highway Administration for early release and quick release of federal funds to support our transportation response. And I just want to reinforce one more time, the impacts that you see following the movement of the storm out and the rain stop will not be all the impacts we'll experience. We'll continue to see additional impacts in the coming days to a week. Thank you. Thank you, Secretary Trotter. Now the Commander of the North Carolina Highway Patrol, Colonel O'Neill.
Thank you, Governor. And can I begin by thanking the media for publicizing and making a priority our joint public safety messaging. This is a very dangerous storm, just like the Governor stated. Our citizens, their public safety is our highest priority. With the flooding conditions worsening across the eastern portion of North Carolina, roadway conditions continue to deteriorate. Highway Patrol personnel stand ready to respond to the impacted areas to assist local law enforcement. Overnight, troopers have responded to 108 calls for service and 30 collisions in the affected areas. As the heavy rain continues to fall, motorists are encouraged to avoid travel if at all possible. Motorists who are on the roadways should avoid traveling through barricaded roadways and do not drive through standing or running water. You have no way of verifying that the asphalt and the road itself remains underneath that water. Debris from downed power lines and trees posed a very serious threat. They can be hidden around every curve that you take, so please be careful if you must be out and drive. And the added event of reduced visibility from heavy rain from this storm creates an additional hazard. Residents who are yet to be affected by the storm, please continue to monitor your local news stations before you travel, and please, to all involved, please avoid becoming complacent. This again is a very dangerous storm, and your life is very important to us, so please abide by all the safety messaging that's being presented to you at this briefing. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. Now we'll have Major General Greg Lusk, the Commander of the North Carolina National Guard. General.
Thank you, sir. Historic and unprecedented. We've heard that said time and time again since the beginning of this, and I can tell you just from my personal recollection, I think we've had a historic and unprecedented activation of North Carolina Guardsmen before landfall that I can recall, at least in my time serving in the North Carolina National Guard. We've talked about the 2,800 plus soldiers and airmen that are reinforcing this team all across the state. Over 500 of them already committed to missions working in direct support of the North Carolina Emergency Management's Eastern Branch, and they're already out there busy performing many of the rescue missions that some of you are hearing about and tracking in Newbern and other coastal communities. That's ongoing. The remaining of our guardsmen, over 2,000 of them, of course, are stationed in armories across the state. I've talked to you in the past about west of I-95. They're postured. They're going through the last minute, if you will, preparation of equipment and everything in anticipation of some of the missions that they may be called upon to do in the days to come. So all of that is ongoing right now, and that's where we are. As we start focusing a little bit more on what may happen, what is likely to occur after the storm lifts, and we start dealing with all this historic and unprecedented flooding that we're talking about, it takes more than just us, and we have the entire Department of Defense that's backing us up, providing us some depth and some capabilities in order to take care of the citizens of North Carolina. Currently, they're pre-positioning a lot of aviation capabilities and assets all around the southeastern region of the United States right now, and we're in direct coordination with them. That leads us to, again, another historic event where today we're standing up our joint task force. First time we've ever done this in the middle of a disaster. And in that joint task force, we have a dual status commander that was signed and approved by the Secretary of Defense. That person will have a North Carolina National Guardsman in charge of federal Department of Defense military personnel that will be coming in the days to come, likely. So he'll be coordinating that, and he'll have command and control over them, working right here at our headquarters here in North Carolina. So a lot of history, a lot of unprecedented things are about to unfold in all of these capabilities. I think we're going to be very grateful for the fact that they're here, perhaps for the citizens of North Carolina. Thank you.
Thank you, General.
And if you see the
last report that
I think that's what you're seeing. And I'm very grateful for the men and women of the Guard, of the patrol, of law enforcement, the first responders out there in the field, the people sitting at the Emergency Operations Center here and the centers across the state, and all of their families who have been left at home. We thank you for your hard work and for your dedication to this. We'll be glad to take your questions.
Thank you very much, Joe Ress, Financial Times. I just wondered if I could get a clarification. It's not been clear to me from reading reports this morning whether disaster declaration, the expedited disaster declaration that you requested yesterday, has been granted yet or not. You've mentioned the disaster relief fund, which I think is a state fund.
Yes. The disaster relief fund is what we're doing to solicit money from the public. But the declaration, we're still under review. We're still waiting for it, but we expect it to be approved. We expedited it in order to, because this is for the recovery and the help that we need after the storm. And so we went ahead and put it in place.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you obviously expedited that. You obviously see it as being very important.
We do.
And I just wonder, it's been 24 hours now, almost 24 hours. I wonder if there's any urgency you would like to see that all addressed with.
That's why we expedited it and we had asked for it. We're getting all of the federal assistance that we have requested right now. This is for down the road. And for the recovery part of this, which we know will be substantial, and we'll look forward to helping the vet. Right, guys?
Yes, sir. Governor Gary Robertson, AP, you were in state government or a legislator during Fran, during Floyd, obviously Attorney General is Matthew. I mean, how would you describe what you're hearing and what you're seeing in terms of comparing and contrasting those very damaging storms that really, seared in the memory of a lot of North Carolinians?
Those storms were tragic for a lot of people in our state. But I'll tell you, this one is so widespread. You're going to have a hard time finding a North Carolinian who is not going to be affected by this storm in some way. I still think we don't know the magnitude yet of this storm because it has just come ashore and it's going to be here a long time and it's going to cut a wide swath across our state and then head out west. We know the rains are coming there. I've been out and seen what rock slides and mudslides can do in western North Carolina. So for overall damage, it will be hard at the end of the day, I think, to find a rival for this storm. We still continue to hope for the best, but the predictions, the mapping, this is going to be a bad storm. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. The good thing, one good thing is we have yet to have a storm-related fatality, but we know that the potential is great because when people start going out after the storm is when you often see people die in floodwaters. And we just can't reiterate enough, don't go out and drive through these waters.
Governor Beershall with CBS 17 Valley. You spoke a little bit about some of the damage we've already seen in Newburgh. Could you give some more specifics about the rescues and who is coordinating them as well? What kind of rescues we're actually seeing out there?
Yeah, we've seen several hundreds of those rescue operations out there by a number of different teams. And I think there are still some people they need to get to. But I'll let Mr. Strayberry give us a specific update. He's been keeping up with this as it happens. Mike?
Thank you, Governor. So what's happened is we've allocated swiftwater rescue resources down to the different counties. And once they go down to the local county, they become under the operational control of that county. And so as they send them out as needed, they also have their own assets. So I think what you're seeing out there is a mix of federal, state, and local teams that are performing rescues. And you might understand that for us to get, exact numbers about who's getting what rescued, we had a very difficult time getting, who is the actual team that rescues what, the actual person. So we've got a variety of teams out there rescuing these people, and so that's how it happens. Yes, sir.
You mentioned don't fly drones. Is that just a blanket precaution, or has that actually hindered some helicopter activity?
Well, we know that after the storm, there may be private companies, there may be just enthusiasts who want to view the damage and start flying drones. We believe that there will be an order from the FAA coming forward to tell people not to fly drones, because obviously we're going to have rescue helicopters and aircraft up in the air trying to find people, trying to figure out what the damage is. So I'm telling people now ahead of time, do not fly drones, because this can cause significant problems. I recall when the tornado went through Greensboro not too long ago, we were going to go and view some of the damage, and there were drones everywhere that people were flying. So we think this is going to be an important message, and why I decided to bring it up today, even before the storm passes, because we don't want people to fly these drones and put people's lives and property at risk.
And then separately, we talk a lot about power outages. Do you have any update, anybody up there, on cell phone networks, on how those are holding up, whether it be a problem with infrastructure or just call volume?
I don't think there's a huge issue with that right now.
Not at this time.
And in fact, some people are using cell phones to let rescuers know of their whereabouts. So right now, we don't see a whole lot of issue with that right now. It doesn't mean that we aren't going to have it, because there's still a lot of wind and rain to come. Other questions?
I think this one might be better for Colonel Neal, talking about some of the issues you've had with how to control the collisions. You said 108, and then I also think you've had collisions and just responses. Are those because people are driving into floodwaters, or what's going on there?
No, ma'am. And generally speaking, people are listening to these safety messages. Those are very low numbers given the number of registered vehicles that we have in North Carolina and drivers. So people are listening to our safety messages. And the impacted area being from I-95 east, to have those lower numbers, 30 collisions, we take that any day. It's great that people are listening to the messages.
Any other questions? All right, we're back at 5 o'clock. Back at 5 o'clock. Thank you.
That was Governor Roy Cooper and his team. The message here, the danger is far from over. The storm actually getting worse. It's important to mention 500,000 people in North Carolina, primarily the eastern part of the state, are without power at this hour. So it's important to check on those family members, those friends, those seniors especially.
And it's important to note we're just a few hours into this of what's expected to be go through the entire weekend. Also, it's worth saying that so far no injuries have been reported, surprisingly, in this thing, despite the magnitude of it. Nobody injured so far. The governor is encouraging you, if you want to help, to go to rebuild.nc.gov, or if you need help, go to rebuild.nc.
Yeah, the magnitude of it all.
Much more coverage coming up right after this.
Storms in Colorado.
Yes, sir.
Right. Where'd he go? Oh, I'm backfeeding. That's what was going on. Yeah, they're really working this up. I was watching the whole beach line. I've been monitoring everything. I don't know. If you ever watched Truth by Grace, she's got all the details. She's been tracking it since it started, her and Thor. But yeah, no flying drones. We don't need none of them boogers up in there. You know, they might run into the helicopters. Crazy. This thing's gonna do a loop-to-loop, right? First it's going this way, and then it goes this way. And it's going out west somewhere, he said. Like a figure 8.
Will, are you clear?
This will just
south of Wilmington, and then other feeder bands tracking up there towards the Outer Banks, all the way into the coastal plain around Kinston, North Carolina. So very, very heavy rainfall. Obviously, the storm surge is a factor as well. Winds right now down to 80 miles per hour. The next day or so, as we take a look at...
On Mass Ave, she walked to bottom.
What's going on?
Just right on top of Garden City, a bit north of there.
It was hard for me to get through that whole interview. I tried not to comment too much.
Near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Saturday night, winds at 80, gusting to 100 miles an hour, barely moving west-southwest at 3 miles per hour. What's interesting is some of the high winds. The wind speed is doing some interesting things. Let's get the latest on that situation.
That was the initial gusts of wind, and unless they've been in the eye of the storm for 5 hours, which, you know, I guess the storm's going to sit there for a week and a half. Let's refresh this. Let's see what's really going on. That's the stuff we're supposed to believe in. They're cartoon graphics. If you look at a real radar, the data doesn't support their color circle, like what's showing on the screen right now, which you can't see because I'm looking at the replay. Never mind. Let's go. ABC Invival. There's not. Look at here. Here's the. Let's go. Look at the beach. Look at the shoreline. Where is this? Carolina del Norte. So North Carolina. Florence, Hurricane, Terratoka. I'm bad at Spanish, but I can understand the image. That's severe. That looks pretty severe. I don't mean to mock it. I'm just saying I've seen what a hurricane looks like. That is not the most devastating thing in 1,000 years. I mean, granted, they got, you know, stratospheric injected clouds coming, but there's not 80 or 90 mile an hour winds. I mean, look at that. That's less than a spring storm, in my personal, professional opinion. I do a lot of cloud watching, you know. It's usually all I do. This is kind of a nice break just to sit here and do this instead of composing videos. But you can't get anything out of the real media. Oh, I don't know why we call them the real media. The branded media. Latest. I want real people. Let me go to my real people. Let's go to my real people. People on the top page.
Right.
The radio calls are Massachusetts.
25.
They're still shutting gas off.
Back south small to get medication.
That's all crazy stuff too, though.
25. We've got rotating supply buses, so we'll keep them going your way.
Apparently,
Lieutenant Conway.
The pressurized lines, the super pressurized lines, malfunction, which are all computer controlled.
No problem. I'll see you. She's got 25 at the Boston school looking to get medication.
Service lines into the houses.
Yeah, right now, Dave. I'll get the bus.
Look at the fittings or the weak spots.
10-4. Copy, Gary.
Or maybe just cracks and they're seeping out because they were overpressurized. That's the story I'm
They say, well, last that was 129 bottom.
I'm still working on the solar as well. And then you've got the whole Ebola thing with the, well, that's not supposed to do with the flights, but there was several passenger airplanes that were quarantined last week when the Ebola outbreak happened. And then you have a sit down over here at the observatory, then you have two objects going in front of the satellite, one being the moon. The second one was apparently quite larger. There's just been a number of things. As I sit here and talk without pushing the button. How did I get followers? Well, that's not possible. I just sit here and talk to myself. Where? I thought I turned that off. Are we doing anything? 2 hours ago, Jeff. You gotta work better than that. No, I'm just kidding. We just watched that. We just watched that. He might have. This guy didn't even look like he had a hurricane in his front yard. Oh, wait. We'll have to 4 hours ago. Hurricane wind. Here we go. Let's check out the hurricane wind. Just so we have it for documentation. How strong it was. 1,000-year storm. Now the rain, the water, yeah. We've been getting a lot of those 5, 6 inch rain storms. Great size hail ball.
And after I got off, you see that big white piece in the grass right there? That just flew off my... I was looking down at the phone, and all of a sudden I seen that fly right into my driveway. It just went boom right in the ground, and it scared the hell out of me. It scared me. The roof. I thought we were in the eye. It got real calm for about 30 seconds. You can see shit scattered and people. This place. But yeah, that right after I cut the stream off, I wanted to fix the colors. I don't know why it was all black and white. So I went back, put on here. See under his car, this shit.
There's leaves under his car.
And I guess some radio station in Asheville or something that texted me to call. They want me to call them back. The bad part of the hurricane came by around 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's what
I'm 3 miles from the beach. I probably won't have to worry about too much flooding. Oh man, come on. Come on, rain. Really? I hate the fucking rain, dude. It calmed for like 30 seconds when I came out, and it picked up right as I stepped out. If you see that white in my yard, it the stream out. But it just...
It's not really worth watching anymore of that one. But I just wanted to show you the extent of severe wind.
I mean... That's bumping around.
It's 424, along with Detective Mooney and Short Clem.
Oh man, I thought it was in the eye. It was good for a cigarette, I thought.
Trying to go back to where it was strong.
I really wanted to get some shots of the...
What time is it? 12 o'clock.
I guess we're not really going to get it here in my location. I'm just getting sprayed with water. I'm sorry about the camera, guys. Let me just... Once I finish the cigarette, I'll be more still, and I'll be inside again, because this is just...
Let's try 10 hours ago. Just so we could see if there was some serious wind. I don't know what we're looking at here. Oh, okay. It looks like it's just pelting the crap out of that glass. 10 hours ago. It'd probably be pre-storm, huh? Let's try 9 hours ago.
Just make sure you plug everything up when you're done, because you see on there, on shipyard, they're all off power.
Yeah. Into the garage. He didn't drive it, man.
Engine 2's off order.
Alright, I don't even hear anyone.
Alright, love you too.
But we're going outside.
Can you guys hear me? I'm on the phone.
That's 345.
Let's get her going. Light the cigarette outside. Okay, so
I'll be out on Axis 3 with Mass. 7 Alpha Bravo 132. Investigatory.
come back on, please.
Mass 7 Alpha Bravo 132. 7 Alpha Bravo 132.
If it was doing that on the
it's coming down, man.
I would consider it.
I'm trying to smoke a cigarette to do this, but it's kind of hard. My cigarette's stoked already.
Just keep showing the same clips over and over. You already saw the clips.
There's already raindrops like covered in my cigarette. Alright. I keep getting gusts of wind, real strong gusts of wind, and it just drops on me like a whole bunch of water. I got the phone in a Ziploc bag.
Oh, you just 378, you just started. Yeah, that works.
It's coming down, man. Do this, but it's kind of hard already.
Sometimes you gotta change the search term.
There's already a raindrop. Alright. Smoke!
Maybe see how it's not billing.
It's coming down, man. I'm trying to do this, but it's kind of hard.
I like the local people. I like the regular old local folks.
Along with 406, you can show us clear from Holy Family Hospital. Sign our log number to this.
Let's see what we have. This is current live.
Wait, is this from 42 Florence Street?
Affirmative.
Make this a little bigger. Oh, you know, it's been a long time too. I don't.
Dave,
They used to be all
St. Alfio Society could have food for all the first responders that are working today on the ship. starting around 1 o'clock. So if you want, have the guys sit down there starting at 1. They can just heat and they can work out of there or whatever Captain Max says he wants to do.
This one can be a little bit troublesome with the amount of time it takes to load. You really have to, like, it doesn't seem to like my Google Earth up at all. Something, I like to go in there to the address of where it's at. Like these fires in Massachusetts, you know, listed out the street corners.
Lieutenant, I have a North Andover resident in my shelter. She needs cardiac medication. She can't get back over. Can we get her a ride there? She's going to 5 Bingham Road or Way. You familiar with that?
You've never dealt with Thorn.
In Old County, I am. Let me see. I'll try to get a little Lieutenant Burke. Lieutenant Burke, you on here?
As well. I just jump in when it's something like this. I leave up the daily weather casting to others.
Control. I gotta be clear.
I have a lot of links.
Engine 1 is
a little easier. I got a lot of cat links too.
Lieutenant, send me just 1 female. She's alone. I'm trying to get a hold of Lieutenant Foles from North Andover.
I guess she's done. My view, that was this one. There's nothing. Where's the average folk? That's who I want. I watched that guy earlier. That's all. See, that's all for that. I'll have to take this.
Lots of all units working.
Get rid of the hurricane.
Starting at 1 o'clock, St. Alfield's going to be having food for all first responders, okay?
That's right. All first responders get something to eat and drink. That's all. It's so hard to find any individual. So when you do, you make sure you follow them. Power encounter with Pastor Dave the Monster.
No. Fire alarm button, engine 2. Engine 2. Sun engine 2 is clear Concord Street. We're returning to the command post for a further assignment. Clear Concord Street. Post officer Yancey, not there. I was going to send a cruiser over to pick her up. Okay, very good.
Yes, very, very good. Get over there and pick her up. She's waiting on you. And we remember we have refreshments and food at noon. Don't take too long. 2 hours ago, Jeff. He was up all night. Well, let's do let's check over here for a little bit. Over here to the. How come, you know, they never put a tab there for me that I want. Then again, I don't go here very often. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Search. News Boston. No. Everybody's got a camera and nobody takes any pictures. I could put the emergency back on. I get a little tired of hearing myself breathe. What's he saying?
We have track with heavy rainfall, up to 40 inches of rain.
I'm an equal opportunity.
And power outage is possible. Storm surge up to 13 feet. Some storm surge. People evacuate before the storm came. Right now, New York City temperature right now will be 72. So, with the humidity 83%, 2.67. Wind is northeast 7 mile per hour. The pressure is steady. It will be right now I'm going to take normal highs 76 degrees. Normal low is 62. Record high is 90.
Nothing. Oh, ant. No wonder. I can't read. I usually play music, but with Periscope open, it doesn't like anything. It's like Facebook. It doesn't like anything else open but itself. Well, that's interesting. Weather Nation. Hey, look here. What happened to the...
Florence is Dean Murphy.
Oh, see, that's right on the beach. Man, that's a dock right there in front. It's right up there.
Dean Murphy on.
Knee high.
Hey, can you call my cell phone, please?
Give me 2 donuts with sprinkles. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your comments. It's so hard to find live stream. Oh, yes, we heard that. There. Oh, you know, I find Periscope so hard to have the specific. You kind of have to look like when an event's going on. Otherwise, I think you just puddle around. And I use it on the laptop all the time, which is way different than the mobile app. Which it's been a long time since I've used that, so I'd be lost there too. But I can't do anything on the phone that I need to do other than find stuff. It makes great time lapses. All right, that's that.
Lieutenant Conway coming?
Alright, this scan I'm turning on is the Hurricane Florence State Emergency Message, which was in North Carolina.
Lieutenant, Officer Camacho called. They have about 6 or 7 people at the Arlington School ready for a bus if you have one.
Trash pickups here.
Arlington School, so they're right up.
They're usually pretty quick. It's better than the lawn mowing guys, then I can't stream at all. It's so loud. The weed whackers and the leaf blowers are even worse. The smallest engines make louder noises than an airplane. Yickety yak. What do we have here? Creeps along. Creeps along. That Ferris wheel ain't moving like the one was a week ago. I don't remember where that was. It wasn't England. Oh, I'm like, it's not moving. See, that's a gentle breeze. I mean, like for palm trees, I've seen hurricanes and them boogers of bed at a long radius of 90. It's just an average crappy summer day. Anyway, I'm not going to convince anybody. I'm not here for that. I just show pictures. There's some cat video. I always bring in the cat video occasionally.
Fire alarm, A3.
The cat likes it. That hurts to fly on the screen. I have one of those, or two. He doesn't paw at the glass at all.
To assist and turn off gas.
Yeah.
53 heat. Gas
I really need some collision. Is it worth opening? I don't see nothing. Oh, never mind. I misread that. Live footage from the... Hey, where's this coming from? We'll just open this for a minute. Let's see how... Look at this. 1,000-year hurricane. Once in a lifetime. Or 6 lifetimes. Every 100 years. That's still only 6. That's only maybe 2 hurricanes in 1,000 years. I'm just rambling. Alright, well, see, there's some queerness going on. The way they were talking in the 11 o'clock briefing, and all the military I saw earlier. I mean, yeah, this is right on the coast. Let me get a larger view of that. People said the same about Harvey, not much wind, but tons of... Yeah, the rain, I guarantee they're going to bring the rain in. But the first half of the storm didn't seem to have too much. Considering it's a magnificent hurricane. So these aren't even making it past the breakers. It's a nice angle, nice view. Brian M. Finger. Well, this thing's going to sit there for a week, and then it's going to loop around where all the tributaries run into each other from the north, and then it's going to just get slammed at the back end, so all the water comes down and it can't collect up above anymore. Wow, I really need one of those drones. That'd make my morning sun watching awful easy. I could fly right up to it. It's only like 60 miles up. And that's how it feels. I couldn't see that far 60 miles with my camera on the ground. I don't know how I see it all the way out in space. I need to get one of those. Gyroscopic drone. But not even crashing past the breakers. I'm just an old man who rambles. And then it's not even affecting, and then you got to think about it. Look at the drone is stable. It's not, the wind's not like blowing it all over the place. I hold the camera shakes more in my hand standing still.
2 units at once. A2, you're going to 495, standby.
I was watching the other screen.
Go to right. Affirmative. Lieutenant Conway, tonight, 495 southbound, just before Route 40, exit 46. Exit 40, sorry.
When was this? 2 hours ago?
Fire alarm 83. Yes, sir.
I'm not seeing it. I mean,
we're clear from
4 hours ago.
No quarters. Clear back 401 at command center.
Because the sun doesn't come up till 7:11.
401 to Lieutenant Conway.
Okay, they've almost got it knocked over. Oh, it's leaning on another tree. There you go. It was a helper. That's why you got to stand next to somebody. That way you can lean on it.
50 to Lieutenant Conway.
What kind of madness? What kind of madness are we talking? It's a whole lot more hectic indoors than it is out there.
There's no issues at this residence. We're
That wasn't
12-424. You want no issues, you're clear. And that's
Rock, gonna check the well-being. 23 Holly Street, apartment 204. You're looking for an Elaine, St. Louis, 875.
Say 23 Holly, number 204.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I can't help you with understanding. Oh,
450 Lieutenant Conway.
Last clip. Come on. No, this is interesting, but this must be on the coast.
Launch control to Lieutenant Conway.
File major 1.
You're on your phone. Just have him go direct without the
At least the lights are still on. And the inside looks pretty dry. Considering the outside's a little wetter. That's right on the beach. It's gotta be right on the beach. It looks like it's on the beach. Alright, let's go. Let's find some live stuff here. I can only do so much Twitter. I can only do so much waiting. Repeater. Oh, I can't even spell it. I've spelled it so many times. Ents. I always want to put an A. Oh, no, that's really not going to get me anywhere. But it did. Oh. Big King. What you got? Turn your camera the other way. There you go.
The rope system there and a pulley system with a chainsaw attached to it. And I would say there's this huge tree that is on top of this house. And he's up there. It looks like he's trying to tie himself off so he can start bringing the tree down.
Is he the only one working on that?
He does have a, I'm going to say, an assistant there with him on the ground working the roads, but golly, I think I would wait till the winds were a little calmer before I'd be doing that.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. Listen, I live in Atlanta. I live like six hours away from where I'm at right now. Okay? When I came here, it was a Category 4. Category 3, Category 4. It just got to land this morning. It just got to land this morning, so I can't help it. The winds died down. And it's not as big as it was because I wanted it to be a 4. And if it was a 4, it would have already been over top of where I've been staying at. That's why I put where I stayed at, because where I stayed at was surrounded by a lot of water and inlets and stuff. Technically a Category 1. Category 1 hurricanes continue.
Lieutenant, I have a party that's trying to get their parents out of 17 Program Road, and how do we accommodate that?
You put them on the back of the bus.
Lieutenant Conley, come in.
Oh my goodness. I have to go to the button that never gets me anywhere. I might try Facebook, see if there's any live casts out of there. Some of the older folks still use that. And I'm old. But I've lived many lifetimes. See, it never lets you go anywhere. Not on the computer anyway. That's the problem. Why wouldn't they make themselves more accessible?
Or continue.
Alright. I'm gonna have to close it because it doesn't, between that and Facebook, oh no, they can't work at the same time. Nope. I even keep Facebook at somewhere in the closet. Oh, see, they keep it right up in front. They're all working together. I never go to that, but yet it's on there. None of my astronomy stuff's on there. And my science stuff.
425.
Alright. I don't want live.
248 Broadway.
That's live video.
Unit 311. Case manager says his client is not breathing. Ambulance is moving.
DOA.
248 Broadway.
It's funny that sounds repeated. It's supposed to be live. But maybe there's a lot of dead people today. I guess I better shut you off too. What else do I have open? Well, those guys stay open. Alright. Just give me the map. It's kind of like YouTube when you hit the subscribe button. You don't actually get to subscribe. They just know you like them. So that means they are less likely to show you what you like. Well, hello, Fabio, and Lizzie Marie. Oh, maybe we'll find something good here. I only got to focus on 2 states of mind. So all the scanners went really quiet, which is weird. I'm having a hard time with the silence and the sound of silence. We ain't done yet. We're just... This is like commercial break without the commercial. It's like that package of nuts with no label. Or some people say I'm a package of nuts. Alright. Hurry up. I'm so impatient. I have nothing but patience. Except for when I'm speaking. Perceive to myself as being myself. And I don't actually consider you guys being able to hear me. But we know the truth. You can hear me. And because I don't want to complicate. Let's find something to do here. I know there's got to be some news out there. The world's 24/7.
Lincoln. Good. Head over to the Arlington, meet up with Camacho. Escort a woman to 17th Pilgrim. She's going to pick up her elderly mother and evacuate.
There's been a lot of those today. A lot of evacuations from Mexico. And they continue to smell gas. Not declining from beans. ABC News. It's always ABC News. They're like the top billing for everything. It's never real people. It's all the dead boys.
That's pretty large.
That's right.
Okay, can you get me a hook on fitting Winfield Street? Motorist with a flat tire, You want the Andover ambulance? Can you stop?
You're looking to change it or tow it?
Just stand by and wait your wait for a minute.
I don't know who's behind it there for. Make it quicker because people get pretty bored waiting.
That's is that one of ours?
They can bring in the 5G.
No, negative. It was friend and motorist.
You get this. Where'd you go, dude?
Kilo 103 to command post.
That's just fantastic. I really want to be coming back.
S3, hook is en route.
Fire alarm,
406 alarm. Good.
Officer Bella Cruz and Nile, we're actually in front of 17th Pilgrim. We could evacuate this individual and then meet with
Okay, just bring her to the Arlington school, and I'll have Lincoln advise them to wait there.
Where is it?
06 has that. Code off at the Arlington.
Alright, go ahead with that again. Someone's alarm went off. Emergency alarm.
Where's my alarm? Why are these all black?
406. I have that. I'm going off at the Arlington now. I'll advise.
What's going on?
That's what, thank you.
So it's live now. It's live. Why, this is, what is this?
20-minute alarm. 25.
Could be a 7 when I call upstairs.
But your ABC works.
Detective notified.
Does anybody else go through this when they play with this? Oh yeah, ABC. Let's just test something out here. Let's just see. Oh, look at that. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. It's black tube.
Force Officer Camacho. Claudio, were you able to get that person from 17 Pilgrim? Lieutenant Conway, Officer Delacruz. Yeah, we're here right now. Me and Officer Fabian. We'll make contact.
Just take that long to pull over.
Thank you.
Really?
103 to 1.
I mean, what is this?
I go direct for a minute.
Affirmative.
What is this?
103 to Lieutenant Conway.
How does this not work?
LC, that's all set. That generator television.
That doesn't make any sense. You can clearly see it when it's a little one. I'm not really.
Control 403.
403.
You know what? All the real people are doing their normal thing. They got a couple days off from work. It's a Friday. They got a long weekend.
Alright, stand by.
Maybe it's just.
It
won't go away. The other things you can't even get close to.
Got that unit.
406. I'll be escorting a female over to 192 Phillips Street.
See, you put your palm on it, it goes away.
Alright, what do you got there, Rob?
Same as the other one. I'm going to be escorting her over there so she can get her mother out of the house.
What? Play. See, they won't. What's the point? This is why I never come here. She's got viewers. She's...
417 Dallas Santos. 417 248 Broadway.
Well, it's not even anything I want.
Alright. Detective Noonan is en route to that location. If you're not needed, I need you to take an alarm. 616 Essex Street.
Anything like that, do not approach the power lines. We will.
Florence, we're still going to need an ambulance here. They haven't arrived yet.
Alright, I'll give him a second call.
Why don't they make the scroll bar better?
417, you cancel. They just arrived.
Whenever y'all want to come to the beach and stay, let me know. Bring a chainsaw. Bring two.
There's some rain for you, folks.
Be safe. I'm going
no,
to hunker down
I
again.
just got here. Yeah. Party poopers. I could just sit there and watch the rain all day. Arthur Kelly. That's not who we were just on. Looks like a bus. Come on, bring it, brother. You got a big old fire in there or something.
But that water on the other end will come in and flow down on the
But
it's already in the
The only place it'll close in is in the low spots.
what are we driving?
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Look bad, bro.
I do look bad.
Looks bad.
I do, but you know what?
479.
I'm the one who's got He wasn't talking.
Alright, I just see you on the screen. You're still tied up there.
Affirmative, sir.
2401.
Alright.
424.
I'm clear 23 Holly Street. Elaine is fine. She said she'll call if she needs anything now.
Some big Mack truck.
10-4, thank you.
Is he waiting for water rescues? Oh, look at the river. The road in front of the river.
Hey, Florence.
That's what he's doing.
That's down here right now, baby.
Dave, can I get an ETA on the bus?
Big
This plan is actually growing exponentially.
Bus door. It's almost like one of those buses they drive in India. You know, the wooden buses that they stack. Everything twice as high as the bus.
Lieutenant, the Camacho's reporting they need another block on Arlington Street. I'm sorry, Arlington School. The line is growing.
Wait a minute, let him move. What's his name?
Well, there's your water girl. There it is.
Dave, I know he's busy. I talked to him a few minutes ago. We're still waiting on a bus at the Elk.
None of these people ever speak loud enough. They always got their hand on the mic, and I know you can't hear me all the time, but I got.
We need to go and get to the house. She said,
All right, receive.
My community. You know, redesigned FEMA camps. It really travels quite far south of the voice. Especially when I'm out here sitting 4 in the morning.
still
Carries
high
out
and
the
dry.
about 3/4 of a mile, it seems.
Pushed in that tile from that side. Get back up over here.
I would like to show 2 or 3 screens at once, but Facebook is not letting me do anything else but Facebook. Granted, I'm
You'll go down
I've got a broadcast on and I'm getting that Variance chat going.
Yeah.
I still don't have to get the gap. Occasional, that's why I let me know what's still going.
Just about to go up there to the senior citizen building, ain't it?
It's filling up in some spots, huh? Maybe I'm just looking at the door wrong. It's the big
Yeah, it does look like a tornado went through there.
Oh, wow. But it's low. It's the low
hood out there.
Everything from the driveway down goes in.
They go to the car wash when you say.
There's some mosquitoes coming, you know. Big swarms of mosquitoes. Right, big old black horse flies.
Go right through here.
And then the bats will come in. Bats like the mosquitoes.
Family home is open today. Business.
Florence Control, is anybody in the area of Top Donut, Oscar Street?
None.
Meanwhile, while I'm distracted by all this,
it should be about 8 cars there in the parking lot with the buses if you need them something. Alright, we do. We need one at the Arlington and one at the Elks. Okay, they're escorting buses. I thought you might have a call there. No, we need buses escorted. Apparently there's lines building up. Arlington School and Razzles calling for one at the Elks.
Taking
Alrighty, I'll get them over there.
Like ice road truck.
10-4, thank you.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, I need another one here at the Possum School. My bus is already full, and I got probably another 20 people. I need one more bus to the Possum. It's convenient.
That's a Boston guy there. That's Boston.
Hey, thank you.
I had a buddy named Beaver from Boston.
Lieutenant Burke, come in.
He was a naughty beaver as well. Not the one you're thinking.
Luke, could you try to designate one of our people, somebody with the radio that we can contact as a liaison to the bus? Just leave them over there.
But there's a lot of them.
Directly with them as needed.
Back in Alliance.
Captain, you're on paper and 4. I don't have any Lawrence cops here. I'm with every out-of-town officer at the north end of the mall.
This guy has had the best footage so far.
All right, 10-4. Lieutenant, come in.
12-hour stream. I've seen.
Good, Captain. What's up?
This is the worst I've seen.
Wonderful.
And it's not raining.
Yeah, I'll get one of the guys to go over there. One of the guys that we have in a location. I'll get him to go over there.
They're just about up to the floor there. She ain't got but about a couple
What do you say, just up to the floor?
Stayed on arrival.
Pretty neat.
Walmart parking lot is fairly clear. High and dry.
Of course it is. It's a regional collection center.
Careful.
Cooch, you done a good job on that deck, bruh. You went out and done some mowing with it. You know you the man. To anybody that need any welding done, my man Cooch is number 1.
21. Head north, 616 Essex Street. Open door, allow.
That's up Pamlico County now. I can't put more Smitty down up in the New Run area now.
574, disregard. 21.
That's my dog from way back.
I'm gonna concentrate to get through this.
Florence to Officer Romano, Officer Carbello.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Go ahead, Lieutenant.
Puerto Rico as well.
Can you guys go over to Parker Street? See if Cambridge and the two are still there on their motorcycles. Either way, start escorting buses with them.
That was all before I was.
Officer Delacruz and Officer Fabian, can you go to Market, Parker and Parker Street there, North Donut, and help them with escorts also?
That guy is in Puerto Rico.
Received, sir.
I asked Jamie that you want to get out. It's almost going in the pool, and that's all pretty slow. It doesn't drive back on your mama's side, but it's getting wet in there now.
I still want to talk backwards.
Ain't like the good Lord like
4411.
y'all got insurance?
Go ahead. The gas company, the meter's inside the house, and there's an odor of gas coming from it.
Some houses always have an odor.
See, they find the bodies up there in New York.
Received. Now, give me the address again.
What's up, baby?
I wish they would hold the cameras.
All right, boo.
It's going to be 32 Lennox. Let the gas company know that their meter is inside, it's not shut off, and they have an odor of gas coming from the house.
We rescued 9.
44 to 1. I'm with a gentleman from the gas company right now on Glen Street. I'm letting them know. 32 Lennox Street.
The tree fell through her house.
That's correct, Bruin. 32 Lennox Street.
Oh, Alright. Let's see if we can find a better camera view.
No, stop us, Larry.
I can't look at so much mirror. What's that saying they have? Oh. Here's another mirror. Let's check out Charles' mirror. Everyone likes their mirror.
That post is broke on the front of it. See it going back and forth? It's just waving in the wind. Oh my
Oh yes.
goodness.
Oh, that's pretty deep. Is he driving through that? Is he hot dogging it through there?
It's right down on Mount Vernon Street, 242. I'm going to try to go check the well-being. I got a visiting nurse, checking on a patient. No answer at the door. Lodge, we're getting ready to check this building real quick.
He is driving through that, isn't he? He's going right up to
It
the
was
place.
not this rough during Matthew.
All right, 410, 242 Mount Vernon, checking the well-being. I got that. Go ahead, the other unit.
Read a large, myself and Dallas Santos, we're getting ready to check.
I wish this was bigger. Doesn't anybody hold their camera right? There it is. Pop up again. Thank you. Got things to see here. Cotton pickers. Turn your cameras the other way. There's a lot of black screen.
Oh my goodness.
He's not driving through it. But he has a heck of an angle with the way the water moves. It looks like he's driving right through it, doesn't it? Go a little deeper. Go, just a little bit. Go a little bit deeper.
We need
Deep. You can do it. It's a Ford. First on rain day. He'd probably laugh his butt off if he heard me. As long as you don't drop it out in the water.
Go to 424.
Is he gonna get out?
24, I'm at 32.
Get out! Check it out, man. It's only salt water. It was 90 degrees. It's probably still pretty warm. Get out.
451 Lodge.
Right.
Repeater.
Detective Levesque and I are making our way over to 221 Bottom Street. We have two elderly handicapped people at that address that need to be brought to a shelter. And they only speak Italian, I was told.
All right, we have another one at 275 Farnham. It's to check the well-being. You let us know if you can take that while you're there.
No.
Yep, we're going to need probably an ambulance. I think one of
I'm not driving through that. No.
our couple was in an ambulance, and the other one is extremely, I think has a prosthetic or something like that.
All right, give me the number of you on Farnham Street again. 2-1.
Oh, I'm at the 4-hour.
221 Bottom.
I'm gonna have to shut the stream off and then turn it right back on. But it should only take a second. Because if I don't, then at the 4-hour point, you start losing everything at the beginning.
3 to Lodge.
I don't want to find those videos.
Background noise.
Florence to Salem Police.
Good.
Go to Andover Park is the Officer Carroll. Escort a bus to River Road and to meet with Town Police.
Copy.
Am I back?
3 to Lodge. You said 255 at the street for that. Keep the peace.
Let's see if I'm back.
222 Essex Street in the rear.
Yep, I'm back.
222.
Oh, it's still reading.
7 the line, so I'll be heading to 255 as we keep the line.
4 hours. I'll have to do it again.
Last thing, go to right.
Set with the same stream.
Affirmative. Lieutenant Conway, come in.
Usually when anyway. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. All right, Louis.